Yo, 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 what's going on with you, man? Guys and goddesses, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is your boy, Prophet Williams, on another Words of Wisdom, June the 9th, 2013, man. As always, thinking about you, thinking about y'all, thinking about us, you know, um, and everything at hand, man. And in Words of Wisdom, man, as always, we like to think out the box, man, open the third eye, and examine the questions that we don't ask because we all looking for answers, but I've come to find, man, that quite often we don't find answers because we're not asking the right questions, and the key to this, a great key to life is all the things that we hadn't thought of, and asking the question that we hadn't asked, and going into the unknown, you know. So in this lecture, man, I wanted to entitle this lecture "Words of Wisdom: Meet the Parents." Meet the parents, and I think that it was a very suitable, a very proper topic for society and where things are, where things are headed. Because I believe totally, you know, everything that's going on now is the fault of the parents, and the grandparents, and the elder society, so to speak, the older society, so to speak, so that's why I passionately, affectionately titled this lecture "Meet the Parents," because this is ridiculousness. The psychology that the parental society is passing on to the kids is totally ridiculousness, totally foolishness, and it's a violent, anti-progressive mentality and behavior that we are examining on all fronts between, all races as a group, as a whole, just as the people, so that's why I had to name this title, this thing, "Meet the Parents," because right now, you're hearing everybody talk about how bad the kids are, man, these kids are so bad, but and it's like, we acknowledge the fact that that the parents are terrible. We acknowledge the fact that the parents aren't damn sure ain't doing the job, but ain't no sense even talking about the kids. I'm gonna tell you that now, because ain't nothing wrong with these kids. You know what I'm saying? These kids are actually trying. These kids just need help, man. You know what I'm saying? And the parents and the parental society has built this whole psychology of denial, which totally which totally yields a lack of accountability. You know, so meet the parents, man. And I wanted to talk about, first things first. I want to talk about just the psychology of denial that we show, with our kids, and with the community in general. We claim that we know God, and we claim, church Sunday in, Sunday out. We claim we know God, and you got 7, 8 churches on Sherland Drive right here in Macon, Georgia, man. You know what I'm saying? Right there on Sherland Drive. This just, and all of them ain't even conversing with each other, but claim to know God. And then we wonder why these kids are out here killing each other, can't agree with each other, can't find no kind of common ground, or no basis of understanding, because that separation is something that is started with their parents in the church. Truly, church is just the more formal form of gang banging. You know what I'm saying? It's the more formal, sophisticated form of gang banging. Gang banging is just the more impoverished, violent, physical of the church. But the separation still remains the same in the lack of understanding. And like I said in my last lecture, just You know, these are things. The things that I'm saying is things that we can see, things that we can see right in our communities. You know, church to church, it doesn't matter. City to city, state to state, nationwide, church to church, man. You know, black church to black church. You pull up and you got the nicest cars outside that joker, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the Escalades, you got the Mercedes, you got the Beamers. You know what I'm saying? You got the Lexus. You understand? And we act like we can't understand why our children are lined up spending $180 on shoes. Like it's nothing. And see, I want us to understand that the same psychology of denial and the same lack of accountability that we show in this case is the same one that our children show. You understand, when they buy those shoes, you know, the same way that y'all sit up in that church and y'all would try to justify having that Lexus and having that Mercedes, you know, having that Beamer. You know, I work for that. I work hard. You know, it's the same way that your child is gonna justify and rationalize spending that $180 on them shoes. They're gonna say, I work hard. You know, shit, we don't live. You know, they say we don't make it to 25. Shit, I'm gonna get these damn shoes. You know what I'm saying? You understand? The same way that you rationalize all of your foolishness is the same way that they're going to rationalize their foolishness. So at some point we have to learn to take accountability for our actions, you know. And we have to understand how this psychology falls on the kids. And this psychology of denial and lack of accountability ultimately comes out of the doctrine that we have received and the doctrine that we have taken on to be ours, which is where I'm Christianity, you know, and religion, basically all around, you know, because the Bible actually predicates and institutes a psychology of denial in people in church, because Sunday throughout Sunday, you know, because I've been going to church. I've been going to church since I could first speak. You know what I'm saying? I led the crowd. I led the choir on Sunday solos when I was 6 years old. You understand? My mother has her bachelor's, master's, and doctorate in ministry. So I don't need anybody to validate anything. And my studies have gone beyond. Do you understand? So I don't need anybody to validate anything that I'm about to say. But mostly, what was I about to say? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Around the psychology of denial, that Sunday throughout Sunday, you hear the pastor always preaching around and revolving around the feel-good stuff from the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they never, you know, how about why we never heard a sermon around Ephesians chapter, I believe it's chapter 6, verse 5, or it's the other way around, chapter 5, verse 6, one or the other. But why not have a sermon around, you know, around the verse in Ephesians where it says, you know, slaves, you know,